Breaking news from the WWE, Roman Reigns has been scrubbed from any TV appearances for the entire month of June. If you're a Roman Reigns fan, OTC, the Tribal Chief, this is concerning news. Let's get into it. So, reported on by Mike Johnson, Dave Meltzer, Mike Johnson from PW Insider, Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer, and Fightful Select, which is Sean Ross Sapp, have all reported the same thing, that Roman Reigns has been scrubbed from any TV appearances for the entire month of June. Now, why this is important is because Night of Champions is on June 27th, 2006. So, if the current WWE champion is not booked for any events, will not be traveling to any of the European dates during June, then it's important to look at the likelihood that that champion will not be appearing at Night of Champions, which is at the very end of June, the 27th, as I said, of June, which is, obviously, we know what Night of Champions is. It's champion versus champion. It would be Intercontinental versus US champion. It would be tag versus tag. We understand that the tag team champions have been consolidated and the champions simply go to whichever brand to take on their competitors. But obviously we have NXT, we also have TNA, and we have Triple R. We can always, I think as a company, they can always mix those belts, put those belts into the mix. However, the flagship of that show is always the WWE champ versus the Universal champ. So if Roman Reigns will not be appearing at Night of Champions, it strongly suggests that he will not be the champion. Now, there are some disputes between these different reports. Some suggest that it might just be a clerical error. I understand that this might just be the WWE playing storylines closer to their chest. So maybe they don't necessarily want to give away the winners to the match tomorrow night, which is Backlash. At the time of this recording, Backlash is tomorrow night, or midnight rather, in the UK tomorrow night. So I guess break of dawn Sunday morning. The point of the matter is that Roman Reigns is not booked for the entire month, so it does heavily suggest that he will not be the champion at Night of Champions. It suggests that Jacob Fatu could be picking up that belt tomorrow night. And I also think this is very possible because I've looked at Roman Reigns. He's a massive star. He's huge, but I've spoken about this before. Considering his medical condition, I don't necessarily think we are going to get another historic reign like we got when the OTC was born, that whole era, the Bloodline. I don't think we are going to get something as monumental like that from Roman Reigns again. I do clearly think he's got so much star power that it makes sense to put the title on him. However, he could simply be a transitionary champ at the highest echelon of the card. So whether he holds on to this belt, I don't necessarily know. There's every possibility of him losing it, because I think Jacob Fatu works as a champion. We've seen that in other productions. He works as a great wrestler. We've seen that in other productions. We've seen that in this current production. So I see no reason why the WWE couldn't put the belt on Jacob Fatu. He interacts great with the fans, so he does that whole part well. I've seen how lovely and sweet a character he seems to be outside of the ring. He very much portrays this werewolf inside the ring very well. So I think there's every possibility that Jacob Fatu could pick up that belt tomorrow night. I also think there's a great possibility, I've also said this in my previous video, Zilla Fatu. Zilla Fatu is also not booked for any shows anywhere over this weekend. So it's very possible, and he's also still very much an independent wrestler who could sign to any major production at any point. He's fit, he's in shape. It's not like he needs to sit out for a certain amount of time. He can sign and show up on the product tomorrow night. So there's every chance that Zilla Fatu could appear tomorrow night, and there's every possibility that Roman Reigns could be dropping that title tomorrow night, because again, he has been cleared from any events during the entire month. And when I say events, I also mean TV tapings throughout the entire month of June. It could simply be a clerical error, but I think at this point, I don't think that mistake would be being made with someone as big as the WWE champion. So watch the space for OTC fans. Yeah, it might be a rough time for you guys tomorrow night. So if you like the content and indeed the early reporting, please hit like, hit subscribe. It'll let you know when I'm uploading next. And until then, I have been the Triple Crown Champ.